So now when people drive past this site, when all is said and done here, will there be buildings closer to the road? Is that sort of the intention instead of this giant sea of asphalt?
Well, that's a great question. And yes, part of the overall focus in redeveloping a site like this that is a very large, almost completely impervious surface site with building and parking and screen walls and service facilities here serving the site is to look at, in repurposing it, in developing it, what makes the most sense from a site layout perspective, one that takes advantage of the site location, the major thoroughfare of Grand River here, the access, etc., and the frontage, most importantly. And so the plan currently is to, in building the mid-rise building here, is to front it up to Grand River, to have the access between the tile shop and the site that we're on, where the mid-rise is proposed to remain, to continue to serve the tile shop and into the southern portion of the site. The loading and unloading area behind the building to the east here where the tile shop is at, and its access is intended to remain because that's an access for loading and unloading vehicles for the tile shop and for circulation on the site that will again be transitioned and used as the site is redeveloped. There is a plan too to relocate the entrance that you see out here, the main entrance, to better serve the site, and then again you'll have potential reconstruction, redevelopment with the gas station and that fourth piece I mentioned. Taking advantage of the road frontage gets that retail up and gives it street presence and gives the building presence. You know, if you look across the street here, there's an office building in Farmington Hills. That is the Lotus Bank building. In fact, Thomas A. Duke and Associates is in that building, and the discussion has been to kind of complement that office construction with the new mixed-use development here, retail on the first floor and 2 office levels above. Again, to complement it a little bit in terms of site location, again coming up to the road, and in terms of its overall appearance and its overall construction and aesthetic appeal here on Grand River. So that opportunity presents itself, and it's certainly what I think we're going to see Tom Duke propose.
Okay. And can you anticipate what the increased taxable value will be? Is this going to be a boon for the city in terms of property tax revenues?
Well, obviously anytime you have what's pretty much a mostly vacant site where you don't have monies being put in terms of upgrades, enhancements, let alone even maintenance that's necessary, then you see a site that's starting to deteriorate. That's what we're seeing here right now. I don't think that's the overall intention by the owners, but there hasn't been interest to the point to where it was being proposed to be redeveloped 5-6 years ago. Again, the economic downturn, the recession. Now we're coming back full circle, and there is that interest, there is that opportunity. Certainly any redevelopment is going to improve the site. It's going to enhance the site in terms of its operation, its construction, and certainly economically it's going to stimulate an enhancement to the value of this property significantly. So that'll mean additional tax base for the city. We haven't really assessed the value of that because we really haven't moved forward with the preliminary PUD plans yet. However, that is in the works. Those plans actually were just submitted the end of last week, and we are scheduling the required public hearing for the PUD, for the plan and the draft development agreement before the Planning Commission for sometime in mid-late September.
Okay, and when would you anticipate construction?
Well, in accordance with the process in the city of Farmington for review and approval of plan unit developments, there are steps that have to be taken. Application. There has been already a pre-application review of what's proposed here by the Planning Commission. Also, too, the lot split has moved forward. The next step now is the preliminary PUD plan and draft development agreement, public hearing before the Planning Commission, and then moving that forward to the City Council. That'll take several months. That'll probably be September, October, into November. I anticipate then, if all moves through process and there is support for what is being proposed, that the PUD plans development agreement could be approved sometime by the end of this year, and then development, construction plans, engineering plans could move forward. Permits then under those plans could be reviewed and could be issued. I anticipate then, if that continues as such that demolition construction will probably take place sometime early next year.
Has the city's done something recently to sort of facilitate redevelopment of this property. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, they have. The city just went through an exercise of updating its vision plan for the city of Farmington for now and into the future in terms of the city's continuing sustainability and also to its redevelopment opportunities and the vision for where the city wants to go in the future. As you know, the city of Farmington, 2.7 square miles, 10,400 residents, has been built out for a long time. The city's vision plan that was just updated was a year-long process that was spearheaded by the City Council, City Administration, and stakeholders who have an interest in the City of Farmington. And it was about a year-long process, and that vision plan update was completed in August of 2013. And the vision plan really lays out the framework for the city's, again, sustainability and future, its redevelopment. There are 4 focus areas that are the overall primary redevelopment focus of the plan, and those 4 focus areas include the Kmart site where we're at right now, the Grand River-Halsted Plaza, the Maxfield Training Center, the downtown Farmington Center, also known as the Kimco site, and the Farmington Plaza, which is down at Orchard Lake, Grand River, and Mooney Street. And it also includes the properties to the north there, which is, again, the Farmington Plaza and those uses between there and Orchard Lake Road, and as well the properties on the south side to include the winery. That area also is a focus of the recently completed Grand River Corridor Improvement Authority vision plan. So these 4 primary areas, the Kmart Center included, are really the focus of redevelopment in terms of large-scale redevelopment in the city of Farmington. Also, the city's master plan that was completed or last updated in 2009, about 5 years ago, has the Kmart Center, the Grand River-Halsted Plaza, as part of its future redevelopment focus. So the planning for redevelopment is current and has been ongoing for a period of time. I can tell you that the city's vision plan has 6 vision initiatives, and of those 6, economic development is the top priority for the city of Farmington.
Which is why you were hired.
Which is why I was hired and why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm a resident of Farmington as well as an employee, and certainly am very, very much involved and very pleased, excited, honored to be a part of the city's planning for redevelopment, and now what you see, ongoing redevelopment, which we know has been ongoing now for a couple years since the economic downturn, the recession here that we all experienced. But again, the 6 vision initiatives are implemented in the vision plan by action strategies. There's actually 47 action items or action strategies to implement the vision plan, and of those there's 18 priorities, and one of the priorities is redevelopment here of the Kmart Center site.
And that wraps up our report from the Kmart site. We will do additional reports on the other focus areas for redevelopment in our community, because this is important stuff, folks. This is the stuff we need to pay attention to. There are public hearings, there are opportunities for you to make your voice heard, and as always, you can make your voice heard on farmingtonvoice.com. I'm Joni Hubert Golden. Thanks for listening.